Let's dive into the world of frustration, an emotion that, well, affects us all at some point. Frustration is a ubiquitous emotion that permeates various aspects of human experience. It typically arises when there's a disparity between expectation and reality, often manifesting when our desires, goals, or expectations are thwarted by obstacles. These obstacles could be external, such as a challenging task or an interpersonal conflict, or internal, such as our own limitations or the feeling of inadequacy. The psychological underpinnings of frustration are deeply rooted in the human need for order and control. When this need is disrupted, the resulting emotional response can be both intense and disorienting. This emotion is intricately tied to our perception of control over situations. When individuals perceive themselves to have control, frustration may direct inwardly, leading to self-criticism and self-doubt. Conversely, when the sense of control is low, frustration may be projected outwardly, leading to anger or blame aimed at external sources. Understanding this dual-directional nature of frustration is essential, as it lays the groundwork for exploring how this emotion affects our interactions with others and our self-perception. In a broader context, frustration serves as a signal indicating that something is amiss, compelling individuals to address the unmet needs or unachieved goals. However, chronic or unmanaged frustration can lead to significant psychological stress, impacting both mental and physical health. The way we navigate and manage frustration is crucial, as it influences our personal growth, relationships, and overall well-being. This exploration aims to delve into the multifaceted nature of frustration, examining its roots and manifestations. By understanding the origins and expressions of this emotion, we can better manage its impacts on our interpersonal dynamics and self-esteem. This foundational knowledge sets the stage for a more comprehensive look into how frustration shapes our interactions with others and our internal dialogue. Interpersonal frustration, anger directed at others. Frustration within relationships often manifests as anger directed at others. This dynamic stems from a myriad of underlying causes, frequently revolving around unmet expectations. When individuals feel that their friends or loved ones are not fulfilling their anticipated roles or are failing to comprehend their hardships, resentment can arise. This sense of unfulfilled needs can spur feelings of frustration, leading to the externalization of anger. One common scenario involves a perceived lack of support or understanding. When expectations are unmet, it can trigger frustration and anger. This is often compounded by the assumption that close relationships should provide comfort. Another contributing factor is the discrepancy between one's expectations and the reality of others' actions or behaviors. If friends or loved ones act in ways that are incongruent with one's values or needs, it can result in significant frustration. The frustration stems not merely from the actions themselves, but from the deeper disappointment that these actions represent a breach of assumed understanding or alignment. Furthermore, the externalization of anger often serves as a defense mechanism. By attributing their frustrations to the actions or inactions of others, individuals can avoid confronting their own potential shortcomings or internal conflicts. This displacement of frustration protects their self-esteem but can strain interpersonal relationships, as the targeted individuals may feel unjustly blamed or misunderstood. Ultimately, while directing anger at others may provide a temporary outlet for frustration, it can inflict long-term damage on relationships. Recognizing the triggers of interpersonal frustration and addressing the root causes can help mitigate its adverse effects. Effective communication and empathy play crucial roles in navigating these emotional landscapes. ensuring that frustration does not erode the foundational bonds of meaningful relationships. Intrapersonal frustration, anger directed at ourselves. Frustration does not always manifest outwardly. Often it is turned inward, resulting in self-directed anger. Instances of self-directed anger commonly arise when individuals set high expectations for themselves and perceive their efforts as inadequate upon failure to meet these aspirations. For example, a student might chastise themselves for not achieving high grades despite extensive study, or a professional might feel intense dissatisfaction when a project does not conclude as successfully as anticipated. The resulting emotional fallout can be profound, ranging from mild self-criticism to significant feelings of inadequacy. Moreover, this type of frustration can compound when individuals feel they have not adequately supported others. For instance, parents often experience self-directed frustration when they perceive their parenting efforts as insufficient despite their best intentions. Similarly, caregivers might hold themselves responsible for the well-being of those they care for, attributing any decline in health or happiness to their own perceived shortcomings. The psychological and emotional consequences of such self-blame are manifold. Persistent self-criticism can erode self-worth, cultivate a sense of hopelessness, and even lead to more severe mental health issues, such as depression and anxiety. Individuals caught in this pattern of intrapersonal frustration often experience a pervasive sense of failure, regardless of their actual achievements or efforts. Therefore, understanding and addressing intrapersonal frustration is crucial for mental well-being. Engaging in self-compassion practices, seeking therapy, and re-evaluating personal expectations can help mitigate the destructive cycle of self-directed anger, ultimately leading to a healthier and more balanced self-perception. The dynamics between counselors and their clients are fraught with complexities that often lead to unique forms of frustration for the helping professionals. Counselors dedicated to fostering belief and resilience in their clients continually strive to build trust and create a therapeutic alliance. However, navigating this delicate relationship can sometimes place them in a dilemma, especially when their efforts seem to fall short. One of the primary frustrations experienced by counselors emerges when they feel unable to get close enough to their clients to be truly effective. Despite their best efforts, there are instances where clients might be resistant, closed off, or simply not ready to engage deeply in the process. This resistance can be especially disheartening for counselors who are invested in seeing positive change and growth in their clients. The inability to penetrate these barriers can leave counselors feeling stuck and questioning their professional efficacy. Conversely, pushing too hard to break through a client's defenses can also backfire. When counselors apply excessive pressure, clients may become overwhelmed, leading to further withdrawal or re-traumatization. This potential for harm adds a layer of ethical concern to the counselor's role. The fine line between encouraging growth and respecting a client's pace is often ambiguous and challenging to navigate, adding to the emotional toll on the counselor. This balancing act may leave counselors feeling like they are constantly at a crossroads, with no clear path leading to a successful outcome. The emotional labor inherent in counseling, maintaining hope and motivation amid such challenges, can be draining. Counselors must continually renew their own resilience and belief in the therapeutic process while managing their own feelings of inadequacy or helplessness. The weight of these emotions and the professional challenges underscore the importance of self-care and professional support within the counseling field. Ultimately, the frustration faced by those in helping roles underscores the profound emotional and professional challenges inherent in counselor-client dynamics. Recognizing and addressing these frustrations is essential for sustaining the mental health and well-being of counselors, ensuring they can continue to provide the critical support their clients need. Reflection and acceptance. Recognizing our limits. In the realm of counseling, the aspiration to facilitate positive change in others can often lead to significant frustration, particularly when outcomes defy expectations. This frustration, rooted in an earnest desire to help, can be both professionally and personally taxing. One crucial aspect of managing frustration is the practice of self-compassion. Counselors must regularly reflect on their efforts, recognizing that the mere act of trying to help is commendable in itself, even if the results are not as anticipated. It is important to internalize that they are not to blame if they have genuinely given their best effort. Self-compassion involves treating oneself with the same kindness and understanding that one would offer to a client, which can mitigate feelings of inadequacy and frustration. Moreover, acceptance of personal boundaries is key. Counselors must set realistic expectations for what they can achieve within the constraints of their professional role. Reflecting on these boundaries helps in maintaining a balanced perspective, where one recognizes that certain outcomes are beyond their control. This realization fosters patience and a healthier outlook towards professional responsibilities. In this light, self-care practices become indispensable. Allocating time for activities that rejuvenate and promote well-being is necessary for sustaining the ability to support others effectively. This could range from physical activities such as yoga and exercise to mental practices like meditation and mindfulness. Self-care not only replenishes energy, but also reinforces self-compassion by prioritizing one's own needs. Moving forward, transforming frustration into growth. Frustration can often feel like an insurmountable barrier, but with the right strategies, it can be transformed into a powerful tool for personal and professional growth. The key to this transformation lies in our ability to develop emotional resilience. By building our capacity to cope with challenges and setbacks, we can better manage our reactions and harness frustration productively. One practical approach to dealing with frustration is to proactively seek support. Engaging with mentors, therapists, or supportive peers can provide invaluable perspectives and coping mechanisms. These interactions not only offer emotional relief, but also help in reframing negative thoughts and identifying constructive solutions. Another vital strategy is setting realistic expectations. Unrealistic goals often lead to disappointment and frustration. By breaking down objectives into manageable steps, we create a more achievable roadmap to success. Celebrating small victories along the way further reinforces positive progress and reduces feelings of frustration. Continuous learning is another crucial element in transforming frustration into growth. Embracing new knowledge and skills can equip us to handle challenges more effectively. This proactive mindset fosters adaptability and resilience, preparing us for future obstacles. Moreover, it encourages a growth-oriented perspective, where frustration is viewed as a stepping stone rather than a roadblock. Self-improvement should also be a central theme in our journey of transformation. By regularly assessing our strengths and weaknesses, we can identify areas for development and take purposeful actions to enhance our capabilities. This ongoing self-evaluation helps in maintaining a balanced perspective and prevents frustration from hindering our progress. Finally, it is essential to recognize the value of frustration. It serves as an indicator that something needs to change, whether in our approach, mindset, or circumstances. By interpreting frustration as a signal for growth, we can unlock its potential as a catalyst for positive change, turning challenges into opportunities for advancement and self-betterment.